Hello, everyone. I think I am live. Hi, how are you? Just going to let a couple of people jump on so they can hear me live. If you are watching live, just drop me a hashtag live in the comments. If you're watching the replay, drop a hashtag replay in the comments. Definitely helps me know when the best time to do these Facebook lives are. And so, if you're watching live, just help me out. And watching the replay, just let me know. But does real freedom from challenging ADHD behaviors feel unattainable to you? If it does, then definitely stick with me today because that's what I'm going to be talking about. My name is Dana Kay, for those that don't know me, and I am a holistic health and nutrition practitioner, and I work with families all over the country. The USA. I know I don't sound like I live here, but I live in the USA. I'm originally from Australia, but I do live in the USA, and I work with families all across the USA, helping them learn how to best support their children with ADHD using food and other natural strategies. So, let me know in the comments if you have ever felt like it really wasn't possible to find real freedom from ADHD. Like it's completely out of reach. If you can relate to this, then definitely give me a yes in the comments below. I remember feeling exactly like this years ago with my son with ADHD, and the norm for our family was waking up every morning, dreading the day ahead, walking on eggshells, waiting for the next meltdown to occur. I was always worrying about what other parents thought about me or my family. And there were times where I just really feared what the future held for our family in general, and also my son. I the fights that me and my husband used to have, would we end up in divorce? How would my son do at school or in life ahead? And it honestly felt like ADHD dictated every single thing in our life, where we went, what we did, who we did things with, how we felt, like absolutely everything. And since the 4th of July is this coming week, it really felt appropriate for me to sort of write a little bit about freedom. Uh, in our case, obviously, that means something a little bit different, but freedom for me from the challenges that ADHD can present. Because when we're able to support a child naturally through natural strategies, that child can finally become their best selves, and we can finally find real freedom to do what we want to do, go where we want to go, and no longer sort of be dictated by what ADHD does in our family. For us, when we were able to reduce the inflammation in my son's body, it was like he was a completely different person. And he was happy again. And in turn, we were happy again. And we found that peace in our house, and that calm in our house. And I want that for every family that's struggling out there with ADHD. And that's why I do what I do, because when families can find that freedom, it really is life changing for everyone. And that's why I wanted to jump on here to share with you that it is possible to find that freedom from ADHD. I've seen it in my own son and in nearly 1,000 families that I've worked with. So, you know, how do you get there? Okay, like you're probably going, yes, I do want that freedom, but how do you get there? What are those first steps? One thing I teach every family I work with is diet is the foundation of everything we do. If our diet isn't good, we can never function at our best. But there's a reason for that, and a lot of people don't realize there's a huge connection between our gut health and our brain health. 95% of our serotonin and 50% of our dopamine is made in our gut, and these neurotransmitters or hormones are our feel good hormones in our body that helps us both manage emotions, maintain mood balance, and cognitive function. So if we're not looking after our gut, if we're not feeding our gut, then our bodies won't be able to make enough of these vital neurotransmitters. And so I often think of it like this: when you're building a house, A solid foundation is not optional, and it is a necessity. If you don't have that solid foundation, that house, it's not going to be very strong. And it's the same way with me. It's the same way with you guys. It's the same way with all people. And it's especially 1000% true for our children. And because of this, when I start to work with family, the very first thing that we address is diet. Obviously, there's a lot more that goes into it than just that, but I encourage families to remove some of the most common inflammatory foods from their diet and replace these foods with healthier alternatives and more whole foods. And this is where I would suggest that you guys start in the process. Begin by cutting out the three most inflammatory foods, which are gluten, dairy, and soy. And I know that that can seem really overwhelming. But what I always tell my clients is that Rome wasn't built in a day, and you do not have to cut everything out at once. Begin by changing one meal at a time or one product at a time. The important thing is to go slow so it's not too overwhelming for you. But I also want to pop a link into the comments for a free masterclass I offer to families who are just starting or just getting started. And this webinar or masterclass walks you through the things my family did to help my son reduce his ADHD symptoms. So check that out as well. But you guys have got this. You can find freedom from ADHD, and I'm here to help you every step of the way, for anyone that wants it. But you can do this. You can find freedom. So that's it for today, guys. Hope you have a wonderful weekend ahead. Take care, and I'll talk to you all soon. Bye.